Hey guys, welcome to day one of week one of my Christmas reading vlogs. I'm really excited that I've started. That's good news. Let's see if I can continue for the rest of the week. I've got my coffee here. Oh, it's facing a weird way, but you know, standard vlog coffee. It's just instant coffee, it's nothing exciting. So yeah, welcome to the start of the vlog. So I have an update, a reading update already. This week I will be reading The Disordered Cosmos by Chanda Prescott Weinstein, and I'm 10% of the way through. I did start reading it last night before midnight, but that's fine. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very thought-provoking and interesting. It's definitely one of those books that I know I'll want to discuss with someone else who's read it. So if you have read it, let me know because I'd love to chat about it. So Chanda is an American physicist. She is a particle physicist. She is also agender. She identifies, I believe, as agender stroke woman. And in the book, she does use she, her pronouns. So that's what I'm going to be using for her. I did have a look on Twitter just to make sure, but I didn't get a definitive answer from that. So yeah, if you know that I'm using the wrong pronouns, do let me know. And then I'll make sure I change it up for next time. But yeah, Chanda has just always loved questioning things about the universe. She always wanted to know why. Like, why do things work? Why is this the way that it is? What is going on? And I can really identify with that because that's exactly how I felt growing up. Like, I really wanted to know, why does the TV work like that? You know, how do they know how far away the sun is? Why do they say that these stars die? How do they know all this stuff? Why do they know that they're going away and these stars are coming forward? And, you know, all this kind of stuff. I just wanted to know why, which is why I ended up going to study physics. And similarly, Chanda sounds like she was the same and just always questioned why. But yeah, so this book is really an examination of both physics. She does delve into the actual physics at the moment of particle physics in one chapter that I read, and I always love reading about particle physics. I find it really fascinating. I don't know huge amounts about it, like technically, but I find the whole thing really interesting, and quantum physics, everything like that, the weird world that we just don't understand yet. And then she also looks at it from both her own perspective and the perspective of the fact that it's been built on this world that has been filled predominantly of white men, and how that has affected the way things are called, the way things are done, the way things are continuing to go, etc. I'm finding it really interesting, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. So thank you guys for voting for it. It's a great book so far. So today is the 1st of December, which is exciting. The 1st of December has always been very exciting for me, less so now I'm an adult, but when I was a kid, the 1st of December was almost as good as Christmas Day because you got to come and open your advent calendar, the countdown was on, school was starting to become fun. Yeah, I always loved it. And there's still a part of me that gets almost as excited, but not quite, on the 1st of December. On my TBR game, I got 2 of these presents. So I've got a couple of challenges to do this week. I need to recommend a booktuber, and I want it to be someone who I've never talked about before on my channel. So I'm just having a little think about who that's going to be. And I also need to build a Christmas stack as well. So I need to think about what I'm going to do for that. And then other than that, we're going to put up our Christmas tree, hopefully today, but I do have to convince my partner to do that with me today because he's very opposed to putting it up too early. But it's the 1st of December, so it's not that early. And the other thing that we're doing this week is at the weekend we're going to a wedding, which I'm not going to lie, I'm really nervous about. I mean, I'm excited because this wedding is a long time coming. They delayed it because of COVID, but I'm still nervous because ever since COVID happened, I've basically been a bit of a hermit. And yeah, I haven't been in big crowd for, well, like 2 years basically, isn't it? So yeah, I'm a bit scared. But anyway, that means at the weekend I do have a little bit less time to read, but hopefully it'll be fine, because I'm only really focusing on The Disordered Cosmos this week anyway, so yeah, it should be good. But yeah, alright guys, I will catch up with you in a bit. everyone. Okay, it's currently the 7th of December, so yeah, I didn't do a very good job, did I, at vlogging this week, as it's the last day of the vlog. But hopefully you just saw yesterday a bit of footage where we put up this Christmas tree, which you can't really see here. I'll twist my camera around. Oh, I mean, a bit close, a bit close. Yeah, so we put the Christmas tree up yesterday, which is good, but we went to a wedding over the weekend and there was no signal or anything. I didn't take my camera, and yeah, just got distracted by wedding stuff, but it was really nice. It's the morning, so I just wanted to update you before this evening so I could have another extra little check-in there. The Disordered Cosmos, I am now 48% of the way through. I did start off really strong and I wanted to get it done in this week, but I read a lot in the first day. And then I thought, oh, I just want to take my time with it a bit more. And obviously going to the wedding, I didn't have time to read or anything. So yeah, I've slowed it down a bit and I think I'm going to read it over the 2 weeks instead. But also I did pick up a couple of extra books anyway, because The Disordered Cosmos is an ebook. So, and it's also physicsy, and the first part of the book especially was very heavy on the physics explanations, and it wasn't really bedtime reading. So I don't know if you saw my week 2 rolls, but in that I said that I would be reading Piranesi in the second week. Well, I started it this week because it makes for quite a good bedtime read. So here it is without its dust jacket on. I think it's just such a nice book. I just love this book so much. The end pages are just so nice. Look at that. They're so cute. And yeah, I'm really liking it actually. So I'm on page 72. And I think there's about 250 odd pages in here. So yeah, I'm kind of making my way nicely through it. Oh, I look like I'm right at the beginning. So this book is written in diary form and you're following the diary of this man who is in this house that's full of like hundreds and hundreds of halls and rooms with like loads of statues everywhere. And he is just kind of learning about this place that he's in. There's also one other person in there with him, and that's really interesting. Like, just trying to work out what's going on is really interesting. There's a couple of things I thought of at the beginning, a couple of words that suggest he could be in this kind of place. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, although I'm probably totally wrong anyway. It's written in such an intriguing way because he doesn't really know what's going on and we don't really know what's going on, and yeah, it's kind of his whole world is this place. But I am worried because I've heard that people have got to the end of this and there's been no real explanation for it. So I hope it is satisfying in some way because I am super intrigued. I don't want to get to the end and feel like, oh, what was the point of that? Because we didn't learn anything. But at the moment, I don't think I will because I'm getting stuff out of it anyway. Yeah, I'll talk more about that when I finish it, hopefully. Well, I should be finishing it next week. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a good read. So that's Piranesi. Then because this I couldn't get on audio for Scribd or anything like that, and I also couldn't get The Disordered Cosmos on audiobook for free. So I was like, well, I need an audiobook to listen to because how am I going to wash up with nothing to listen to? So I started listening to this week Dragonhaven by Robin Hobb, which is the book 2 in the Rainwild Chronicles, which basically just follows on from book 1 in the live show. So I read this along with Elderling Along, run by Becca from Becca and the Books, and she's got a whole like group of co-hosts and stuff. And in the last live show for this first book, they were saying that there was like some mess up with publishing and they made Robin Hobb split up the first 2 books, or the first book into 2, and that's why they're a bit shorter and they're split up. But yeah, because of that, the first one kind of just ended, like you were halfway through the adventure, nothing was really resolved, it just kind of stopped. And this one just basically picks up right where you left off. And I think because of that, a lot of Robin Hobb stories, they spend the first 200 pages just kind of prepping you, and like you kind of have to wade your way through it a bit to get to the really, really good stuff, which is really, really good usually. But this book seems like it's just gone straight back into the action, and there is explanation about the previous book, but then it does kind of move on a bit quicker than the other books. So anyway, I'm on page 82 of this one, so I'll probably finish this throughout December, hopefully. Okay, so the 2 challenges recommend a booktuber. So I've thought about who this is, and I thought I'd recommend you somebody who I don't think I've mentioned on my channel before. I do watch her videos a fair bit. I don't watch all of them. That's just a time thing, I think. Like, I don't know, I do subscribe to a lot of great booktubers, but I just don't have time to sit and watch every single video all the time. And it's so annoying. I just wish there was like double the time in a day so I could actually watch like everyone's videos that came out on the day that they released them. But anyway, she's a great booktuber. I followed her for a few years now, I think. I'll actually tell you what the channel is before I carry on talking about it, but it's I can't say it because of I find it hard to say. Run Right Reads. Run Right Reads. I feel like it's difficult for me to pronounce the R in the right. Anyway, Karen from Run Right Reads, that channel. I do really recommend that. She has a book club that is based around, at the moment at least, it's based around books from people from the Caribbean, which is really interesting. So every month they pick 2 authors from a certain country in the Caribbean and they read those books. I haven't been joining in with it, but I am supposed to be doing a Reading Around the World challenge, apparently. So it's good for me to like kind of see what they're reading and like get recommendations from that. And also she runs Caribathon, I think it's called. Caribathon, which is a readathon based around Caribbean reads and stuff like that. So if you ever want any recommendations for that part of the world, then this is definitely the channel to go to. She's super nice, and at the moment the reason why I wanted to recommend her now is because she's currently doing Vlogmas, and every day, I'll just read out the title. So it says, yeah, it's Vlogmas, making a book list and checking it twice. And every single day she's either pulling up like a book list from online, like a Goodreads book list of something, or she's using someone's bookshelf and going through the books and just seeing how many she's read. And then you can join in and play as well and find out like, and just see how many you've read. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love doing that kind of stuff, just going through and being like, oh, I've read 2 books out of 100. Oh, I'm such a bad reader. That's generally what happens. But yeah, it's just really fun. It's just really lighthearted, just every single day, just a little short video going through a list of books and having a chat about it in the comments. So that was my challenge, to recommend you a booktuber, and hopefully you enjoy the channel as much as I do. Next up is build a Christmas stack, which we did yesterday after we put up the Christmas tree. What we did was I wrote down a bunch of different Christmassy things like angel, mince pie. I don't think I did mince pie. That would be really hard to build with books. Christmas pudding and stuff like that. And then only 6 of them. And then we mixed them up. And then Spencer chose one and I chose one. And then we had a competition to see whose was better. And yeah, I'll show you that footage now. And you guys can tell me in the comments which book stack you prefer. All right, guys, I'll catch up with you tonight. Is it Santa? I like the hat. And then, what was your guess for my one?
I suppose that is a snowman of sorts.
It is a snowman. Spencer's creation. Oh, his mouth's right down there. That's good. You're proud, aren't you? You can speak. He's not speaking, he's nodding. That actually looks like a person. And here's my disaster.
I think it's good.
I wouldn't say good. Kind of out of proportion. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our book stacks. Like I said at the start, let me know which one was your favourite. My favourite one was Father Christmas because it was really good. I thought he did a really good job of it. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick wrap up. So I read one more chapter in The Disordered Cosmos. I'm currently on the section called The Trouble with Physicists, and I have to say, I'm finding it so interesting. Like, I feel like this chapter in particular is going to be very much for the people in the field of physics. Not to say that other people can't read it. I don't mean that. I just mean it's very much a critique of the industry and how it's run and kind of the real structural problems with it. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably talk more about this book once I finish it next week. I think I'm on 53% of the book now, so I'm getting there with it. But I'm glad that I decided not to try and power through it because there's lots to think about, both physics-wise and socially-wise. So yeah, I'm finding it really good. I haven't read any more of Piranesi or the Dragon Book, but I'll probably read some more Piranesi this evening. But I just wanted to wrap this up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. How are you guys doing with your reading this week? Are you doing any fun challenges for December? I'd love to know. My next lot of roles should be coming out at the weekend, so I think when I put this video up tomorrow, I'm also going to do the next poll for the next books that I'm going to read in week 3. So if you want to vote in that, then I'll link my Twitter and Instagram down below where you'll be able to do that. But yeah, cool. So anyway, I hope everyone is good, and I will see you in the next one.